Luckily,
Yeah.
good news,
Yeah.
I have got with me my 8th edition codex
Hells
of the
yeah.
Grey Knight, which is the most up-to-date one. And on
I
the table in front of me, I've got my entire painted army.
Nice. I
It is probably
really,
most.
really like the Grey Knights. They
They
just
do.
sounded so cool. I was like, oh, this is awesome. You know, so
They are cool,
I'm
especially now.
what's that?
Especially now that Matt Ward has nothing to do with them anymore. Like
Yeah.
everything that ruined them is gone. So now it's just like awesome. It's amazing.
It is pretty great. So basically, from what I found out, they're a secret elite unit of space marines, basically hand selected by. Let me get his name again because I did write him down because I was like, this guy's important.
Are you
His name.
recording now or
Yeah, we're recording now.
oh, shit? Didn't
Malkador the
realize.
Sigilite. Yeah.
Yeah, Malkador's right. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Basically,
Huh?
do you want me to give some history?
Sure. Yes, please hit me with it.
Okay, Malkador the Sigilite
Mhm.
is basically the Emperor's best friend.
Yes.
And he's just like an old human with magic powers, and he's just really old and wise, and admittedly, he's cooler than the Emperor. I prefer him to the Emperor.
I did kind of get that vibe. He's a very powerful psyker, right?
Eh,
Yeah.
he's just great. Like in one book, if I have it on me, it's either the first heretic. Yeah, the first heretic.
Hmm.
Lorgar pimp slaps Malkador after because Lorgar got pissed off with the Emperor,
Hmm.
and a slap from like a Primarch would just kill anybody else. But Malkador managed to go back to his feet and grab and like use some magic powers just to grab his staff.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, that didn't hurt. But he had like ribs broken and all sorts. It's like,
Wow.
yeah, that didn't hurt you, bitch. What are you gonna do?
Damn.
I'm Malkador. Smell. That's so cool
Yeah.
because he's just one regular human being that basically just is powerful enough to like control Primarchs and stuff.
Which is really awesome. He actually he sits in place of the Emperor while the Emperor is out on the Crusades, from what I understand.
Yeah. Basically, you don't. Yeah, the Malkador's got like protection of the Custodes back
Mm.
during the Horus Heresy.
Yep.
So like, if you were to mess with Malkador, you're basically fucking with the Emperor, and yeah, it's just
And we just don't allow that to
so
happen.
good. It's so good though.
Yeah.
It's so.
It
Oh, I'm actually happy talking about this army. Unlike Tower, I didn't really know everything about it, and they just annoyed
yeah.
me.
But
Yeah.
I was excited about it, man, because like it was really awesome. So basically, from what I get here is, um, there was something called the Horus Heresy, where apparently the Emperor's son started a rebellion against the Emperor. Is that right? Against the Imperium. So,
Yes.
could you walk me through that? Like, because I didn't get a good, I didn't feel like I got like all the information that I could have on what the Horus Heresy was and how it came about.
This is going to be difficult to do very quick. I'm going to just give you the least amount of information because the Horus Heresy is like 2 episodes by itself.
Oh shoot!
Seriously. Yeah, no, it's a huge topic. But what happened was Horus fell to the chaos and convinced 9 of his brothers to go against the Emperor. And so half were for the Emperor, half were for Horus.
Mm-hmm.
A big fight happened. Pronox died, Farius Manius died, Sanguinius famously died. Horus got killed by the Emperor. Basically, like a bunch of shit went down, like loads of huge events and stuff happened. Like the whole forgot. No, I remembered like Conrad Kerr's opening fire on the 1,000 Suns, trying to burn Magnus's giant fuck off library. You had the word bearers basically being burned. You had like the word bearers a city or planet basically being yeeted by Gilliman and the Emperor, and you had so many good events. You had the Isfahan 3 massacre. You had the Isfahan 5 massacre. You had the entirety. There's a lot of shit that happened, to say the least.
I can tell. And as a matter of fact, the Isfahan 3 massacre is the reason for the establishment of the Grey Knights, from what I could gather. It looks to me like pretty much the entire planet was decimated, and it was due to treason. So
virus bombs, baby. Virus bombs by the Death Guard.
Yes, exactly. And after that, the Emperor... What's that?
I was basically Tophus looked at that planet and went, nukes won't work. My plague bombs will, though. Fuck you, loyalists.
Yeah, it had a staggering amount of loss from what I got.
Oh yeah, there was a ton. Yeah. Like a ton of characters died and all sorts.
Yeah.
It's just really brutal.
Yeah, it really was. I was like, "Ooh, man, this is gonna be the start of some metal right here. We're about to get into some real deep stuff."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. It's so good. Like you had like the loyalists from the traitor chapters, traitor legions. Sorry. Basically, they go right. We need to get the fuck out of here. You had like the traitors realizing some survived, and they're just it's so good. Like the flight of the Eisenhorn, I think after them. Sorry, I can. This will stop being a Grey Knights episode and start turning into something else entirely.
Yeah, because they're kind of interweaved really heavily into the lore of a lot of things, from what I could gather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Grey Knights are basically they're not as good as Adeptus Custodes, but they're up there. They're like an elite art. They're sort of like best of the best.
Yes. And
yeah, they're
and I will want to talk about their training to become Grey Knights, because that was intense. As I was reading it, I was like,
not great.
Yeah, I was like,
it's not great.
It is brutal, is what it is. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. And people think the black color training's bad. No. It's like the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights are basically go, congratulations, now you got to just suffer shit with us. Oh no.
Yeah. And that was kind of one of the things that got me is, like, one of the videos that I was watching on them says something to the effect of, normally this would be the starting point for the training for a Space Marine. However, for a Grey Knight, they have to go through so much crap before they can even get to the starting point. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about the Grey Knights is ridiculous. Like, the training, even when you become like a fully fledged like Grey Knight, it's still shit.
Yes.
Because you have to like be you have to be more loyal than a Black Templar, and you need to you need to manage all your psychic shenanigans, because if one tiny thing goes wrong, you're just murdered horribly.
Yes. So
yes, and you can't replenish them either that easily. Unlike Grey Knights don't have Primaris.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like Purple Marines.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like a bunch of really old guys.
Huh.
Yeah, they don't use Primaris,
Hmm.
which
I
is
think I did hear about that. I
which
just couldn't remember.
yeah, they don't use Primaris, but to be fair, they're just like a bunch of really old veterans at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. It's like now we really don't want anyone new to join us, or if they are new, make sure they're like battle hardened veterans because Primaris sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
So it said everywhere that I looked that the reason that they exist primarily is to combat the forces of chaos.
Yeah, they are very, very good against chaos, especially on the tabletop. It's
Yeah.
fucking brutal. Oh,
Something that you had mentioned about them actually really stuck out, where you said that they were basically Doom guy, but in Warhammer, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm getting that vibe, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're just like a legion of Doom guys, just hyped up on psychic energy and hatred of demons.
Yes.
Just imagine the Doom guy if he had psychic powers.
Whew.
An entire legion of them. Like they use special weaponry that other legions aren't allowed. They use ancient relics. They've got like weird vehicles. One of their main characters, Calgador Drago, is literally phasing in and out of the warp every single time,
Mm-hmm.
and he can't stay. He can't stay in like the material world for long. So he's basically being sucked in and out, back and forth from like the warp, fighting demons to wherever the Grey Knights might need him, and if he can get there on time. It's insane. Also, they have grenades that are like just condensed explosions of warp energy.
Holy crap.
Yeah, no. You basically the Grey Knights lob one, and it opens like a miniature portal into the warp, and it sucks in anything. It sucks in anything and everything near it. It's horrible.
I love it. I love it.
Their weaponry's weird as well. Like they have guns that shoot psychic bullets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stuff. Their psychic phase takes years.
That was something that you mentioned last time too.
Yeah, they take forever. However, one cool thing about the Grey Knights and the 1,000 Suns, we get to the 1,000 Suns later, but with the Grey Knights, if you use Smite, is a spell, it doesn't go up in value. So, for example, Smite is, I think it's 6 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6 or 5, so you roll 2 dice, and if you get a 6 or a 5, then it does 1 mortal wound to the nearest enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Usually with psychic powers, if you've got an army with like 3 psychers, you cast Smite, the value of Smite goes up. So it'd be first get 5, then get 6, then get 7, then, But with Grey Knights, it all stays the same. However, the one consistent is that with Smite, it only does 1 mortal wound, no matter the result. Unless you're fighting demonic units, in which case it automatically does 3 mortal wounds.
Oh, wow.
Instead of doing the whole D3 wounds. Yeah. Yeah, I've killed Gilliman by doing that. It's amazing. You just 8 squads of Grey Knights basically lobbing Smite at people.
Nice.
And they've got weird magic powers, and it's so good. It's so good. They've got buffs, and they're really potent on the tabletop. Like I said, they're probably the most nicest painted armies that I have, because each one took me a billion years to do.
Well, you're just gonna have to post pictures of them on the video
I will.
that you do on this one.
I will. I've got Calcador Drago. I got what's his name? Hang on. Hang on. What is his name? Oh yeah, Grandmaster Voldis. I got Grandmaster Voldis. I got a Grandmaster in a giant Nemesis Dread Knight because fuck you. That's why. Hit on twos. I want to hit on twos and have a magic force field with a Nemesis Dread Knight. Rerolling ones. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Anyway.
Yeah, so let's see here. So why don't you tell me about... Hold on just a second, I had it written down.
No.
Oh, man. I didn't write it down by name. It was the... No, yeah, I did. The Istvan 3 Atrocity. What happened there?
Oh. Now, I think that was the... Right, hang on. 1 second, because there's the Istvan 3 massacre, which involved Fulgrim and Farius Manius and Conrad Kurz. And then I can't remember if it's the one with, like, plague bombs and Nathaniel Garrow basically getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
Or if Istvan is the one where Farius Manius got his head chopped off by Fulgrim.
I think
both of them were
Nathaniel Garrow, because that he's written here next to it.
Good. Okay. Nathaniel, during the Istvan 3 Drop Site Massacre, it was basically like a trap laid by the Chaos Forces. Basically, get all the loyalists from your legion, drop them down, say there's a massive fight. You drop them down, then you basically turn on them. No more loyalists, no more word getting out, no more nothing. Okay. However, there was some that survived, including Nathaniel Garrow, captain of the first captain was Typhus. What fucking captain was Nathaniel Garrow? I can't. Oh fuck! That's going to annoy me all day now. Anyway, Nathaniel Garrow was like a captain of the Death Guard, and he was awesome, and he was a loyalist. And what he did was like realized something was going on, took shelter during like the plague bombs, and then basically fought to get on a ship called the Eisenhorn, or the Einhorn, the Eisen, or the Eisenstein. I don't. Give me a second. I'm going to have to type it in because I can never pronounce it right. It's the Eisenhorn. Basically, Nathaniel Garrow and his merry men of loyal legionaries basically went, you know what, fuck this, and then just left.
Oh, man.
Dear, hang on. Eisenhorn? Sorry about this. You might have to edit this out.
No worries. It's all good.
No worries.
I'll get it done.
No, it's the Einstein. So, no, Eisenhorn was a fucking... Oh, Games Workshop. Eisenhorn is an Inquisitor. Eisenstein's the ship. Okay. Take two.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, the book, The Flight of the Eisenstein, is just book 54 in the Horus Heresy.
Holy.
Book 54.
Holy.
Oh god.
Oh,
it's
man.
like every time I look at the Horus Heresy and then I get reminded that it's like not finished yet. It's like it's one of these things I will never understand. It's like, you know, like how book series usually end after like book 12, or like, you know, like Harry Potter and everything else. It's like, okay, let's have 12 books at a push, but usually it's like 4 and 5.
Yeah, like, you know, they'll usually stop before 10 books.
Not the Horus Heresy. Oh boy, this has been going on even before I was born. Book 54.
Oh my god. So I understand now why whenever I asked about it, you were like, okay, well, that's gonna be a lot, so...
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Oh, and the Horus Heresy still isn't over yet, even though we know what happens at the end. Like, they wrote the end first, and then went, hang on a minute, we need to explain what happened before all that, and went, shit, it's all convoluted now.
Yeah, I mean, I would be mad about that, but in all fairness, I do the same thing.
It's like most of the books are skippable.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to know every single book off by hand and still understand what happened.
Uh-huh.
But 50 books. Anyway. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Nathaniel Garrow and his merry band of loyalists went to the Eisenstein and basically had to fight many horrors during that. And then they encountered Rogel Dawn, the Imperial Fist Primarch, and told him direct. And Nathaniel Garrow told Rogel Dawn directly that his brothers have turned traitor.
Mm-hmm.
Rogel Dawn got really angry, threatened to kill Nathaniel Garrow, then realised it might be true. Nathaniel Garrow started eating people. Like, there's a bit, I forgot what book it's from, but there's a bit where Nathaniel Garrow eats 3 civilians, gang members, to try and work out what planet he's on.
No.
It's so weird. I'm not quite the Einstein, but it's just the weirdest. I just remember that vividly. Just because he's, like, not in power armor or anything. So he's like a beefed up beefed up naked dude. He just starts eating people for information.
Well, that's one way to get it, I guess.
It's so dumb.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, he just grabs a gang member, asks him questions, and then he's not happy with the answer, so he just eats the gang member. Because that's how Space Marines get info out of you. If you're a normal human and you don't talk well, they can always eat you and gain information like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it works.
Nom, 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 nom.
I mean, shoot. That's a heck of a lot easier than insisting, that's for sure. Wow.
And if you're a blood angel, then you have to eat civilians anyway, because you have, like, the red first and the black rage. Oh, I feel so sorry for the blood angels. Got such a shit hand. Anyway, Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Oh, Grey Knights, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
It's my understanding that, they don't, humans aren't technically allowed to be psychers, or at least the Space Marines aren't, right? They're supposed to keep that under control?
Yeah, basically, a Space Marine, to even, like, have psychers be Space Marines, they need to undergo special training. Some legions flat out ban all psychers, Black Templars. Some legions are really sneaky with their psychers, Space Wolves. Oh, we don't have psychers, we have rune priests. Are rune priests just psychers? Yes, and they're not librarians, but they're not psychers, they're rune priests. Yeah, some legions are sneaky with their psychics. Some legions don't allow them. The Grey Knights are just all of them are psychers, even the dreadnoughts.
And it's part of so the fact that they are psychers is something that helps protect them against chaos, is that right?
Yeah, they have to be really good at, like, stopping demons from possessing them and stuff. But Grey Knights are just, they're really good at stopping all demons from even trying to possess them. there's like 2 ways to stop a demon from possessing you: psychic shenanigans and lots of faith. Black Templars don't get possessed; they just have faith, which is weird.
Yeah. And actually, there was a whole lot of stuff that I saw that was really dope about the way that they fight demons. Apparently, so a part of the process of becoming a Grey Knight involves having all of your memory wiped, basically, because that way demons can't use your memories to what do you call it, to cause you damage or possess you or whatever. But not just that, but the Grey Knights also get their names replaced with names that are what they said, like binary opposites to what a demon would have, because that way, demons have problems with Grey Knight names too. You can actually use a demon's name against them as kind of a weapon almost.
Yeah, and one of the more famous one is Mortarion.
Yeah.
Like Calcador Drago. Mortarion Heart isn't canon anymore, but some of the rules in it are still allowed. So, like, if you summon a Mortarion by saying his like birth name or whatever, you also summon Calcador Drago, and vice versa, because they're both linked, which is just funny. I just like to think in the warp, there's some demon just trying to summon Mortarion, and on Mortarion's back, there's just Drago just pulling faces at all the demons, going na 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 na. Oh dear. Though, to be fair, the whole naming of like naming the Grey Knights to stop demons. Why not just name the Grey Knights something really boring like Greg? Like the demon names are like. Well, like the demon names are always like Balcador,
right?
Or maggot-infested Voltress of old, or like some like really multiple syllable, high-scoring Scrabble word of a name. But if you call a Grey Knight Greg, Steve, Craig,
suddenly it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's like no demon's going to want to possess a guy called Bob. it's like oh, here comes the great big warrior of the Grey Knights, Bob. Hello, how are you? I brought a Cornish pasty with me. Some demon's going to look at that and go, nah, you know what? I'm going to wait till someone who sounds much more interesting comes along. Oh, hello, are you trying to possess me again? Oh, did you hear about the rain last night? Oh, it woke me up, it did. It really did.
Yeah, I don't see
nothing.
I don't see any self-respecting demon calling himself Bob either, so yeah, I gotcha.
What's your name, Grey Knight? Mavis. My name's Mavis.
Mavis the Grey Knight.
Like, what demon's gonna go, right? Oh, my name of Balcador the Evil is getting old. I'm gonna possess a Grey Knight. Oh, that's really difficult. And then he does, and it's like, everybody call me by my possessed name. He looks at the name tag. Oh shit, Maple. Hello, my name's Maple, I guess. Maple the mildly evil.
Oh man.
It's like, I mean, Calcador Drago sounds. Calcador Drago's. The worst part about Calcador Drago's name is that if you watch Rocky 4, you start calling Calcador Drago Ivan Drago, and I keep doing that, and I kind of like the idea of Ivan Drago in the Warhammer universe.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I must break you. I just imagine some like corn demon charging this Grey Knight, and he's like, he's not even got his power armor on. He's just like this 10-foot Russian dude. It's like, just the Soviet music starts playing intensely.
Yeah. And he's just like wearing like boxing shorts and, and all that, like the mitts. Oh man.
To rescue Ivan Drago, you roll a dice, and it's called Adrian, and basically Sylvester Stallone comes up. Adrian.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Oh dear. Every time you hear Ivan Drago, you hear "Hearts on Fire."
Man.
Oh dear. That would mean Grandmaster Voldus would be Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed. Be like, you thought you killed me. I'm actually alive. Oh dear. Anyway, right, Grey Knights.
Yeah, so
3 in the morning.
Grey Knight.
Keep that in. Keep in the Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about it now. That's like the only thing I can imagine.
Well, you know what this video's thumbnail is going to be?
Ivan Drago.
Photoshops Gal Gadot Drago with Ivan Drago's head, and I'm going to find one where all the demons are like Rocky Balboa's or Apollo Creed.
Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see the thumbnail for this one because
don't you worry.
Perfect.
So dumb. Anyway.
Okay, so back to the Grey Knights. So they're just basically demon killing badasses. Their secret in the Warhammer universe, from what it appears to me, like the Emperor wants them to remain something that is not widely known, and the reason why, and the only reason that I could find was so that his enemies can't prepare for them, and also so that they can't infiltrate them, because they were created from treason. Basically, treason happened, and the Emperor of Mankind says, well, we can't have this happen again, so we're gonna have to find the people who are the most loyal to me, who are the biggest, baddest badasses that we can get our hands on. And you know what? Psycho ability, sure, let's go for it. And that's how they created the Grey Knights, basically. But what was I getting at here? I was getting at something, and now I can't remember. Oh, yes. So nobody knows about them, and the extent to which they will go to prevent word of them from getting out is basically like, did you find out about the Grey Knights? Well, sorry, but we're just gonna have to kill you now. So they basically will bury any leak about their existence that they can find. You still there? Okay, so basically what I got from it is that in order to keep the Grey Knights from being used, from being, I guess, from being known about by his enemies, but also to keep them from falling into the wrong hands, so to speak, there is extreme methods of keeping their existence a secret. And that includes up to and including exterminating any leaks of information that they might come across.
Yeah. That's putting it mildly. The Grey Knights basically, if say a civilian world got taken over by chaos and the Grey Knights managed to push them back, every civilian on that planet would have to either go through mind wipe or just be killed.
Yes. The mind wiping is the mild part. The being killed, it seems like it's something that and I guess it really comes down to what's it called? to how big of a problem it is, because their philosophy, from what I got, is ending several hundred lives for the sake of preserving billions is something that they're 100% willing to do. So
Yeah,
yeah,
all for the greater good of the Emperor.
right. So yeah,
Sorry about that, my computer.
no worries.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so if it ever basically any amount of chaos found literally anywhere is a problem that they take very seriously. And yeah.
Yeah, they're overzealous with it. Even like even like other space marines aren't really safe from being mind wiped. I think if I think the only exception is probably Black Templars, but even then, Black Templars will have to be in some really shit situation to even work with Grey Knights, or even consider it, because they're very anti-psyker. But it has happened. Grey Knights and Black Templars have worked together on missions.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Hang on, I'm right. Just gonna type this in.
Okay.
All right. There's. I'm going on the most reliable source for this. Reddit. Dun dun dun. Oh dear. Could be worse. It could be some internet chump on the internet being on the internet and doing the internet thing of just saying stuff on the internet.
Right.
Lore-wise, there isn't really a thing. However, Black Knight's fluff has sort of kind of changed. They don't mind loyal psychers, but that's like at an arm's reach. They don't have psychers in their own army, but if you can control them, then they're sort of like, yeah, we're cool with it.
Huh.
My computer's making all the noises, but I thought there was like an actual thing of like Black Templars and Grey Knights working together.
Right.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. So basically, that's what I got from them. Now, I didn't see a whole awful lot about big events in their lore, because a lot of what I was reading was mainly about their training and how brutal it gets, and like the requirements and how it. Some of the preliminary stuff that they do to Space Marines or other individuals who are being considered for the rank of Grey Knight can actually leave them a drooling vegetable, or just howling crazy. What in your opinion would be kind of like their big events in the lore? Like, what big battles or big involvements in other events do you think are of note as far as the Grey Knights are concerned?
Well, of note, we can consult the old 8th edition codex.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. Let's see. There's sorry. Codexes do this, like, under events, they call events different things. So the Tyranids one is called something different. But in this one, it's called Deeds of Legend.
Nice, I like it.
Fancy. Right. This one seems interesting. The Quiet Heresy. Zinchian demons rob the populace of the Sundell of speech. Every citizen rendered mute by warp sorceries in the silence that follows the cult of the severed tongue. Sorry, the cult name, the cult of the severed tongue, and they just make people mute. What the fuck? Anyway, right.
It's rather fitting, I'd say.
Anyway, it's the sorry, cult of the severed tongue. It's anyway, it's debased members torturing and killing men and women with no voices to scream. We get it. They don't like voices. Turning the planet into a... Oh, God. Drinking game. For every time I mention something to do with silence, you take a shot.
Oh, well.
To a silent hell where corpses rot in the streets and men and women live like vermin in the shadows. Fearful of making the slightest sound that would give them away, the Grey Knights confronted the cult as Sundell stands on the verge of utter destruction, its cities completely given over to worshipping the very demons that orchestrated their ruin. In the empty silence, the only sounds to be heard are the bark of stormbolters and the crackle of Nemesis force weapons as the Grey Knights purify the planet and annihilate all in their path. Oh, then that cult was a thing.
That cult was fun.
Yeah, what else? What else do they have? Wow, this event is long. You ready for this?
Let's
The
hear it.
Fall of the Red Tower. Are you ready for this long paragraph I'm about to read? The Fall of the Long Talon. Brother Captain Stern oversees the destruction of the cult of the Red Talon. The end.
Oh, well, that wasn't so bad. And unlike the cult of the severed tongue, I didn't...
Oh, no. Oh, please. Oh, here's one. Plague of Madness. Grandmaster Calcador Drago leads 3 full Grey Knights Brotherhoods against one... What the fuck is that word? That's the name of a demon. I'm gonna type it in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send it. You ready? Right. And you try and pronounce it. Because maybe it's just me, maybe I'm not that good at narrations, but how the fuck do you pronounce this?
I'm waiting. I see you typing it. Let's see.
Oh,
God, help me. Letharganics. Lextharganics.
What the fuck is that name? Why? Why?
Oh wait, is that first letter an I out of curiosity? In which case it'd be Ixtharganics.
Yeah, it's an I.
Okay, so that's the name then. That's Ixtharganics.
Yes, you need a... Okay, so... against Ixtharganics. That's not a name. That's a cheat in Scrabble. That's not a fucking name. I'm going to use that now in Scrabble. And if people get pissed off, good. I can say it's a word. It's in this. Why do they have 2 apostrophes? Anyway, so Ixtharganics, Slayer of Destinies, and his unwitting Nurgle pawn. Oh, you're ready to hear the Nurgle name? It's called Nurgon. And guess how that's spelled?
How's it spelled?
Why is that name simple, but the Farganics isn't?
Oh man, that is perfect. Lurgon, spelled exactly how it sounds. I love it.
Ah, okay. Noticeable events, right?
Yes.
This is a good one.
Okay.
Drago and Mortarion. With the Great Rift yawning open and pouring all manner of chaos monstrosities into real space, Lord Calcador Drago, Supreme Grandmaster of the Grey Knights, finds he is able to escape his imprisonment in the warp more frequently and for greater lengths of time. Calcador Drago materializes to aid his battle brothers in the multiple war zones across the Imperium, often turning grim defeat into decisive victory for the chapter. Of course he does, because Wood would be sad if that didn't happen. I'm just saying, Calcador Drago's a bit powerful. Through the quickly fades after each encounter, he imparts to the Great Knights, with whom he fights, visions of things to come. He has witnessed within the inner materium many of the Proniscaries, seeing the strands of ancient hatred that bind the two together, believe that Drago's presence is linked to that of the demon Primarch Mortarion. Yes, so he's just linked to... So, Calcador... God. The Codex also gives you, like, stories to units and characters. This is like a 2-page spread on Calcador Drago. It's a bloody big page as well. It's like 2 pages of information about Calcador Drago. And I think I might save that for a video where I narrate it, and in the background there's just fapping noises, and Matt Ward's face is plastered over the screen. Because Jesus, like I thought the Space Marines Codex was bad. Holy shit! So, oh yeah, they have chaplains as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think chaplains are also psychic and they give prayers. Hang on. Okay. Why am I saying I think? I've got the codex right in front of me. I can look it up. I don't know why I keep going, I think I've got the codex right in front of me. Why don't I just have a fucking look? Right, Lord Calcador Drago, Grandmaster Vuldrus, HQ. Okay, you can have chaplains. Yeah, they can do prayers and they can do psychic powers.
Nice.
Yeah, that ain't bad, actually. Shit, that's really good. Anyway. So yeah, fucking... Yeah, Grey Knights have done stuff. You just have to read through the 8th edition codex to find out.
Which is
I can't
massive.
I can't believe the fall of the Red Talon is 2 lines. It's 2 lines. Well,
you had me bracing myself too, because you said, "Are you ready for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's hear it." And in my head, I don't know what I was picturing, but whenever it's 2 lines, I was like, "Oh, well, okay then."
Oh, there's another bit of information.
Okay.
They were part of the first battle of Armageddon. Basically, they just tried to beat the shit out of Angron, big, angry Chaos Demon Primarch. And they managed to just about win, because they had the Space Wolves helping them as well. The space. Should I read it or is there like another?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
Right. The first battle of Armageddon. Devourer of the Stars appears in Armageddon in the Armageddon system. Upon reaching orbit, it disgorges a vast chaos horde led by the infamous demon Primarch Angron. Upon the continent Armageddon Prime, the Chaos Horde initially makes great gains. Great gains. I just imagine all of them are on roids.
Yeah, all
just
of them
with whey powder.
Sucking down on the protein powder at a gym. It's like, we are making great gains, bruh.
Oh, dear. Just Angron being the douchebag. Angron's a Chad. Oh, God, no. Anyway, taking control of Armageddon Prime and threatening to overwhelm Armageddon Sarticuris? I hate how that's... Right, Secundus. Of course, because everything's fucking space Latin. It's like, oh, Game Workshop and Latin. Oh.
Space Latin is a good one.
It's like, I hate... it is really... They call it High Gothic as well. I hate that. And fun facts about High Gothic: orcs can also read and write High Gothic as well.
Yeah.
Like, orcs can Latin.
Wow.
I just like the image of some sort of orc, just instead of doing like orc stuff, he's just taking classes in Latin. It's like... Oh dear. Anyway, we need guns, boys. What about you, boss? Oh, well. Just some sort of classical orc. Anyway, however, the defences of the lower continent hold chiefly due to the valour of Logan Grimnar and his Space Wolves, long enough for a full brotherhood of Grey Knights to arrive, carrying the battle directly to Angron himself in a titanic clash. It's always like Titanic clashes, the battle for the ages. It's never like so in like a bitch fight, like a scrap, in like a scuffle, a slightly determined scuffle.
I guess you can kind of picture what's it called? An epic clash to be High Gothic for a bitch fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Angron and his bloodthirster honor god. Angron had a bloodthirster honor god. Bloodthirsters don't take orders. They're just angry. They don't take orders. Angron tamed bloodthirsters so that he would have an honor guard of them. Sorry. Yeah. Next video might be on. Yeah, it's going to be on the World Eaters because I love the World Eaters. They're just like the most popular Chaos faction. Anyway, are eventually bested. Though it cost the lives of almost the full Brotherhood, basically the Brotherhood nearly got yeeted because taking on Angron and honor guard of bloodthirsters didn't go well. Who knew? Anyway, it gets worse. In the aftermath of the battle, the Inquisition got involved and begins a thorough program of mind wipes and executions of those guardsmen. Oh, fucking guardsmen! Of the guardsmen and hive defenders who had taken part in the war.
Wow.
That fucking sucks. Imagine you lived through that war, right? You've managed to like kill a corn berserker. You've managed to stop, a few demons getting in, and then all of a sudden the Grey Knights are like, "Oh, we lost a few of our men. Yeah, no one saw that. Go home." Mind wipe and execution. Oh, the dicks.
Yeah, a little
Grey
bit.
Knights are. They're like old Doom guys, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't exactly stand up to that, I don't think.
No. It would be funny to have like one guardsman live through and manage to remember what happened. And then he tries to tell his story and no one believes him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna guess. I was like, nobody would believe him is the problem.
Just he manages to return to like the rest of his men and go, "Hey, you never guess what I saw. I got the Grey Knights and they had weapons and swords and the demon Primarch nearly caved in my face." And meanwhile, like the commissar's just looking at him, going, "What are you on? I'm going to have to execute you just for being retarded.
Right. Oh my god.
Oh dear. Or he just makes him into a servitor, but the servitor remembers. But no one takes him seriously because he's a servitor. Oh, bless.
Oh my god.
Anyway, more
Yeah.
questions? Yes,
What-
good.
Sorry, what was that?
I said good.
Yes.
Go on. Do questions.
So, let's see. With more questions here is, what kind of playstyle do you use whenever you're running a Grey Knight army? You said their Psyker phase takes forever, so you walk me through a strategy of what you would do with a Grey Knight army.
Right. Grey Knights are similar to Custodes, as in a lot of points. However, they're not as good, and they're kind of like a glass cannon.
Okay.
Basically, you got Terminators. Your basic troops choice is Terminators or just basic old firstborn Space Marines, and these Terminators are really good at melee and at shooting, and basically you have like lots of little guys. So I would say you would have like the firstborn Marines because they take up less points.
Yes.
Have a couple of Terminators and deep strike them in. You basically deep strike them in. You can also do this with the Nemesis Dread Knight, and you deep strike him in, and you basically hope that you can get a charge off, because melee is where they flourish. They flourish really well in melee. Like, especially against demons, because they do mortal wounds on top of regular damage in melee.
Uh-huh.
So they're melee-centric, but you don't have a lot of them, and they're kind of like a glass cannon type army. Also, unlike Custodes, where they can have like a 4 to 3 up and vulnerable, depending what unit, the best unit to have is Calcador Drago, because he's got a 4 up in Von. Hang on. I'm going to have to look up on the old codex. The rules might change. Oh no, Calcador Drago is equipped with his shield and that's a 3 up in vulnerable save. So it's really... So Calcador Drago, you basically just let him go ham. You basically let him go ham in play. You can deep strike him in as well, which is amazing because you just deep strike him in behind a bunch of Terminators, and then you just charge all of them in. And he's got like 3 attacks, not 3, 5 attacks, +1 to charge, hits on 2s. If you're fighting demons, you get to re-roll damage rolls as well, like grenades and shit.
Nice.
And it's also for like other units, so like a las cannon with a d6. Say you roll a 1 if you're within 6 inches of Calcador Drago, you can re-roll that and do possibly 6 wounds. It's brutal. You can re-roll all failed hit rolls, and yeah, basically he's got a sword called the Titan Sword, which is strength 8, AP -4, damage is a flat 3, and he hits on 2s and wounds on 2s. For the most part, he wounds on 2s and hits on 2s. So that's like maximum of 18 wounds he can do.
Holy
in his melee phase. Yeah.
That is dang.
Yep. Also, he can manifest 2 psychic powers as well, so he can buff his men and himself. Or himself as well. They can do smite.
And smite is one of their big spells, from what I understand.
Yeah, smite, basically, 1 mortal wound, but everyone hits on a 5 with 2 dice. It's all good. Also, with Grandmaster Valdus, you get to do 3 psychic spells.
Oh.
Yeah. 3 psychic spells with Grandmaster Valdus.
Yeah.
And he's got 5 attacks as well. And he's also got a weapon that's strength times 2, so strength 8, AP minus 3, damage 3.
Man. So
Yeah.
you would say that this is the type of army that you would want to be aggressive with.
Yeah, you would need to be aggressive. Be aggressive, hit hard, hit fast. Don't. However, with all your units having the Psyker keyword,
Uh-huh.
your opponent can choose your opponents can choose the secondary mission objectives to be basically killing Psykers. And yeah, with an army full of Psykers, having somebody choose to kill Psykers, for more points, you sort of have to play tactfully. Hold objectives. Don't deep strike. Don't put all your Terminators on the board at once. Place them carefully. Have some shooter units. You basically just sort of play carefully. Don't just do dumb shit, as in like having them all in like a line out in the open.
Gotcha.
Like I did, and I still
you?
managed to get. Yeah, because I deep stroked my Terminators directly in front of my opponent, and only one squad managed to charge in.
Gosh, how did that turn
and
out?
I was not. Basically, the only squad to survive was the one constantly in the fight phase. Everybody else slowly got chipped away.
Yikes.
But I managed to make the game draw. Because I basically had secondary objectives of killing more than my opponent. So, like, one per turn, I would just wipe out an entire squad. Because I had Calcador Drago drop in on, like, the 3rd turn. So I basically had Calcador Drago just joining in the fight phase.
Huh.
Yeah, and that was brutal. I also had an Angry Dreadnought with... What is my Dreadnought equipped now? Hang on, I've got him here.
Mm-hmm.
Las Cannon, and he's got a Las Cannon and Clawy Bolter thing. And like a basic melee claw thing. And I had 2 of those, and one with a multi-melter and claw thing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Dreadnoughts are amazing.
Now, I did hear about the Dreadnoughts. Would you mind walking me through what those are? Because it seemed to me like they were some type of battle armor. Is that right?
Sort of. Basically, when a Space Marine gets killed, when a Space Marine gets killed, it used to be they were then shoved into a Dreadnought, a Dreadnought.
No.
As like a sarcophagus thing, but with the introduction of Primaris, it's like, oh no, this important character got killed. What should we do? Oh, he's a Primaris one now. But it used to be like if a character got killed, or if any Space Marine got killed, into like this big metal box of death, and they even and Dreadnoughts would go insane. Like, even like loyal Space Marine Dreadnoughts would go insane after a while. Because you're literally, as you're asleep, you would literally just see lines of code everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, and you was like still conscious. However, with the Space Marine ones, if you were turned off, you couldn't see the code anymore and you would just sleep.
Okay.
Chaos ones, not so lucky. Not so lucky if you're in a dreadnought in a chaos army, because what if one of the Chaos Legion? What if like the Chaos Legion apothecary hates your guts and is like got a brand new hell brute for you to try out? You're put into a like horribly deformed sarcophagus while you're still alive,
Ooh.
as like the chaos spawn infects your head and you can feel everything,
Oh no.
and you basically can't sleep. You can't sleep. You can't take a break. You're literally restrained. You're bonded to the machine with flesh. If the Death God one is horrible because if like you piss off the wrong plague surgeon or tallyman, with a chant into the dreadnought you go.
Right.
And it's a fate worse than death. Right. Even other like Chaos Space Marines are more scared of being put into a dreadnought than they are being what they are.
I can kind of see why.
It terrifies even Chaos to be shoved into a hell brute.
Yeah, that
it's
brutal.
not great.
No.
Not going to have a fun time. I think it varies as well from like different legion to legion. Mm-hmm. So like with the Death Guard one, you might be able to you might be like a walking tank of pus. Mm. On the flip side, you won't feel as much pain. If you're a Slanesh one, hey, I hope you like tentacles. It's literally horrible. The Iron Warrior, like the World Eaters, if you're put into a drop, then you're like in the best mood ever. Same if you're a Defiler. If you get shoved into a Defiler, you're in like the best mood ever because you're a little corn boy, you're a little corn berserker, and you get to kill more things using bigger slashy things. And if you're a Zinch one, then you're probably in misery. But even like yeah, because Zinch is like trickery and psychic powers, so you're not sure what you're doing, but you're probably doing something.
Gotcha. So what kind of weapons do they have? Like you said that they're really good in the melee, but like what kind of equipment normally goes with a Grey Knight?
Okay, so this is I'm gonna find you the bog standard Terminator squad. Mm-hmm. We have got something called the Nemesis Force Sword, mm-hmm. which is strength of the user, so strength 4, AP -3, damage D3. So anywhere between 1 to 3.
Okay.
And Terminators can make 2 attacks plus 1 for charging, and the Sergeant can make 3 attacks plus 1 for charging. They hit on 3s.
Okay.
And they also hang on, and alright, where is it? I'm trying to find the. So I'm trying to find. There we go. The Nemesis Dread Knight. It looks like a baby carrier, but the Nemesis Dread Knight can be equipped with a Gatling silencer. I'm not kidding. That's what it's called, a Gatling silencer.
Yeah, I was trying to wrap my head around it. Like, wait a minute, did I hear that right? So
no, it's like a psychic Gatling cannon.
Huh.
It shoots mind bullets. I wish I was kidding.
I don't. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. You also have a heavy incinerator, mm-hmm. which is really, and you also have a heavy side cannon, which is a really, really good weapon. Strength 7, AP -1, damage is a flat 2, mm-hmm. and you get 6 shots out of that with this Gatling silencer gun. You get 12 shots out of it, and with the heavy incendiary weapon, it's a D6 weapon. However, it automatically hits its target.
Oh, cool.
Yep. and it's pretty strong. But its melee weapons are even better. Because you can have the basic Dread Fist, which is strength times 2, so strength 12, AP minus 3, and it is a D3. Or you can, and it has 5 attacks when it's got all of its health.
Okay.
The Nemesis Demon Great Hammer. Strength is times 2. Yep. Strength is times 2. AP minus 4. Damage D6, but does a minimum of 3 damage per wound.
Okay, very cool.
And finally, you got the Giant Nemesis Greatsword, which, if you're collecting Grey Knights, don't get the Great Sword.
Really? But the Great Sword sounds awesome. Why would you not?
It's fucking finicky to put on.
Okay.
I've given up trying to repair it. I'm looking for like a Nemesis Demon Great Hammer, because that bit of plastic is so fucking flimsy that it breaks mid-game. I've had it break on me. I've wrapped it up in bubble wrap. It breaks. I've had it like everything. I've bloody encased it in blue tack. It breaks. I've encased it in like bubble wrap. It breaks. I've had it encased in like cushions. It breaks. It's so flimsy and shit. And painting it's an ass. Anyway, the Nemesis Greatsword is strength 10. AP minus 3 and damage D6.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's just a shame that's so fucking flimsy.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, holy cow, that almost sounds like it's worth it, though.
It's flimsy. You would be better off with the Nemesis Greatsword. Not Greatsword, the Nemesis Hammer. It's subtracting 1 to hit, but the minimum amount of damage you do is 3. It's amazing. It's probably one of the better weapons on air. It's absolutely amazing. I just can't stand the fucking flimsy, stupid Nemesis Great Sword.
That I can understand why. I mean, like, if it gives you a whole lot of trouble, I get it. You know, I'm just like, God, that does a lot, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, part of me is almost like, I don't know. Like, I might consider it just because of what it can do.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I've just found a retarded weapon again. I've just found I found the worst weapon a Grey Knight can have.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm excited. Wait, one thing. Does it top the Seeker missile?
No, but it's still pretty bad, especially when I read you out its name.
Okay, let's hear it.
It is called the Black Blade of Antoine. It's a demon. It's like a demon encased in a sword.
Huh. Interesting.
It's fucking cool, lore-wise. It's like a demon trapped inside a sword, and only this one guy called Castian Crow looks after it, because he's scared that any other Grey Knight would turn it to chaos. Like, the sword is that persuasive and powerful that it might be able to topple the Grey Knights if Castian Crow isn't in charge.
I do like the sound of that. Evil swords are always cool.
Yep. Strength is 4.
Okay.
AP nothing. Damage 1.
Alright, that doesn't sound like a lot.
No, it really isn't when you consider like the basic Nemesis 4 sword is strength 4, AP minus 3, and damage D3.
Okay, so I don't know. For sounding really cool, it really doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Hang on. It does have a rule though.
All right.
You can rewrite. This one's kind of interesting.
All right.
You can reroll failed hit and wound rolls for Castian Crow in the fight phase. In addition, each time you make a successful wound roll for Castian Crow in the fight phase, you can immediately make another attack with the Black Blade of Antoine. You've got 5 attacks, +1 if you charge in, hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s. If you get any successful wounds, you can then make another hit roll, and these attacks do not generate into further attacks. I'm not sure if I like that or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. I mean, yeah, but it.
Mm.
I don't know. It feels like there'd be stuff that's better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like this model, though. Brother Captain Stern. And he's got a quote. I love this quote. Demons are creatures of madness and fear. When we deny them our fear, they are nothing more than dust upon the wind or lies upon the tongue of a madman.
That is pretty baller. I like that a lot.
He's got the Nemesis. He hits on 2s with the Nemesis 4 sword. It's 6 wounds for attacks. He's... Wow, okay. He's really fucking cool on the psychic phase.
Okay. What does he do in the psychic phase?
You basically double the range of smite.
Oh, really cool. Yes.
Yeah, I think you need 12 inches to hit, 12-inch range with smite. Hang on, but you can double it, so it's 24. That's cool. That's sick. I'm actually, that's Strands of Fate. Ugh. Okay. Strands of Fate's a weird one. Okay. You can reroll a single failed hit or wound roll, or a single failed saving throw for Brother Captain Stern. However, if you do so, your opponent can reroll a single failed wound, hit or wound or saving throw for one of their models in the next turn.
What do you think? Would that be worth it or nah?
Yeah, that is, because it's only one, and yeah, I like that. Risk reward. Yeah. But, yeah, there's lots of different stuff inside this codex. Yeah, the apothecaries. I like the apothecaries.
Tell me about the apothecaries. Like, they're basically medics, right?
Yeah, Grey Knight medics. And I've got one painted white. And he looks so cool. And he's also got psychic shenanigans.
What kind of psychic shenanigans do the apothecaries get?
They get 1, but you can just psychic stuff away. You can buff your teammates,
okay,
and then heal if they die. Now, I like that.
When you say heal that's like a full revival type healing, or
that can be. If that unit contains a wounded model, it immediately regains D3 lost wounds. On a 4, a single slain model is returned to the battlefield with 1 wound remaining. If you're in a squad.
Okay.
I like that.
I
like it. I like apothecaries.
Yeah. They sound like definitely a worthwhile addition to the army, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, now just looking at other units now, I'm like, oh, I really want them.
Which ones would those be?
The Interceptor Squads. They're just fast teleport boys. They have like giant teleporters on the backs, and they just teleport through the warp and into the other side of the battle. They just literally use the warp as like a subway station. It's like,
I love it.
Yeah. It's so cool.
that was kind of one of the cool things that I liked about the Grey Knights too, is that what do you call it? Like they since they're really resistant to chaos, they could just use the warp all they want without much consequence.
Yeah, the warp doesn't do anything. It's
No.
like, oh, what's a demon going to do? What Grey Knight has to do is literally just beat it to death with its bare hands. Like I said, Legion of Doom, guys. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
That reaches the end of my notes, though. So, do you have anything else you want to add about the Grey Knights, other than they're just freaking baller and I love them?
Yeah. Basically, now that Matt Ward isn't in charge of them, it's one of my favorite armies. And the painting them as well isn't that much of a chore at all. Seriously, you just spray paint them silver. You give them a bit of a going over with dry brushing, and then you pick
something
out.
I forgot to mention was the fact that unlike the rest of the Space Marines, their armor is pretty much entirely silver, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All you have to worry about is doing the little bit of badges and stuff. But if you got the right size brush and you know what you're doing, ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
Nice.
Unless you're me who went a bit insane and just spent months repairing a bunch of old Grey Knights that I found in a charity shop all smashed up and then started painting over them carefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do look cool. Yeah, I'm pretty proud. They're probably the nicest looking army I own. I think that's fair to say. They are probably the nicest looking army I do own.
Very nice. I dig it. So,
yeah.
What do you think we should discuss on next week?
World Eaters, Blood for Blood God, Corn for Cornflakes, Skulls for Skull Throne.
Those guys sound cool. World Eaters.
Yes, Chaos Boys.
Eaters. So, if they're Chaos Boys, do they end up fighting against the Grey Knights an awful lot?
Yeah, they kind of do. Also, one more little tidbit.
Yeah, go for
Guess
it.
what? Guess what? The chapters of the Grey Knights are called. Guess what number they are?
I don't know. What number are they?
666th Legion.
Of course they are.
Chapter.
Oh, I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah.
Thematically, it's really good.
So yeah, that's it.
So yeah, in that case, next week we will discuss World Eaters.
Woo!
And let's see. Actually, you know what? I think I might be able to do Saturday if you feel like you're up for it.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. And actually, what I'm gonna do is, as we're approaching Saturday, I'm probably gonna reach out to you over Twitter or whatever, to kind of like just hit a couple of plot points, regarding what I'm finding on the research.
Cool.
Just so that like, because the Grey Knights was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Because so, for example, whenever we did the Tau, I felt like I couldn't find anything on the Tau. I mean, it was like very, very bland, very straightforward. For the Grey Knights, there was a. Was that?
Grey Knights are fun, and especially with Matt Ward no longer doing anything, it's great.
Yeah. But the thing about it was, though, I mean, it felt like everything that I read about the Grey Knights was all about, well, this is what they do for their training. And I was like, okay, that's cool. There didn't feel like there was an awful lot of lore, though. So, for the World Eaters, I'm gonna check in with you a couple of times and be like, hey, so what do you think about this? So that way we got some extra points to discuss on next Saturday. What do you say?
Perfect.
All right, awesome. In that case, I'll be talking to you here within the next few days. And as always, it's a pleasure to speak with you about Warhammer.
You too, mate.
All right, I'm gonna get this edited and send it over to you as soon as I can. Okay.
All right. See ya, mate.
All right, adios, brother. Talk to you later.
Bye.